how's it going? Matthew here from Odie Stories Media, and thank you so much for tuning in to who knows what number video this is. We've basically shot all the videos in one sitting, and this is basically just extra, and I don't get paid for doing it. But never mind. So, last video I talked about how I only have a handful of pens to work with on a handful of pens to work with right now. And the case in front of you is a real good example of that. This is basically what I have to work with. Next to the Asvine C80s and the P139. But overall, this is what I'm working with. Minus the sticker. That's I just threw that on there. In case my nephew ever, But anyway, this is, I believe it's a 6-pen case, hardcover, really nice. You can find these on Amazon. I forget where I found this. I might have found this on AliExpress. But basically, it's a magnetic enclosure. Love it. But basically, you just open it like this, and it shows you all the pens. The tray comes out. We'll give it the case. And this is basically what I've got to work with for the next little while. But yeah. But we aren't talking about these ones. We are going to talk about the main one, which is, let's get a pen stand in here. My producer is not doing his job. He's probably out chewing on some dog food, but that's okay. He's got 4 paws and no thumbs, so can't blame him. Anyway, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you know that I have been using a pen, or this particular pen, for quite some time. It's been inked up from the moment I got it, cleaned it out, inked it up, and it's only had one ink in it the whole time, and it's from the Inkvent, and it is Diamine Polar Glow. It is the only ink that has ever been in this pen, and that is basically the mission. My goal is to get through a fair majority of the inks I've had for a long time. Anyway, this is the Pilot Custom 823, and it has a 14 karat gold number 15 Pilot nib. And it is a relatively new nib offering. It's the signature nib. And I love writing with this nib. I've had a Pilot medium nib. I've run the gamut with Pilot. But at the end of the day, Pilot, it's going to be my go-to pen maker. I have to say that right off the bat. Especially when it comes to the Pilot Custom 823. This pen here, it's just a workhorse of a pen. I can't tell you how many times I've written this pen dry. It's gone through hundreds of pages of writing. And every time I uncap it, it just writes. It writes. No hard starts, no dry outs, no nothing. It's a vacuum fill, which, you know, it does the job. I get it holds a decent amount of ink, but when you get right down to it, um, even for me, um, this pen is where it's at. You know, I will always come back to this pen. It doesn't matter what the project is or what assignment I get. This is the pen I will go to most often, and it is the pen that I will reach for on basically any given day. Um, whether, you know, if I get a new pen in, likely this is the pen I'll use to write down my thoughts about that other pen. Um, you know, with the Madon P139, this pen wrote how I felt, my thoughts. Um, Even with the Asline C80s, it was this pen here, the Pilot Custom 823, that wrote down what I liked and how I felt about the writing experience. And and this pen here is also the pen that I used when I started writing down some of my thoughts about how I felt about my mom's passing. Um, you know, it it's just my go-to pen. It's a pen I will go to on a regular basis. It doesn't matter what it is. This is the pen I tend to reach for. More so than any other pen in the few pens that I have. But you've seen what I'm working with already. But like I said, this is just my workhorse pen. It will always be a workhorse pen. Um, so what does this pen mean to me? Well, this is a pen that has, I don't want to say it has a sentimental value to me, but um, it does. This is a pen I have, you know, I've always wanted a Pilot Custom 823 um, because of, you know, there's a couple writers, like professional writers, who use a Pilot Custom 823 as their pen of choice. And you know, for me, you know, I got the pen while my mom was still alive, and um, and it's just become that. You know, it's basically it's like if I could put my mom's ashes into this pen, I would. I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't, and and I don't need a pen for my mom's ashes, really, to be honest with you. But I love this pen so much. It is just like, you know, I basically will toss this pen in a bag. It has, and I have a single pen case for it, where the pen just goes into it, throw it in a bag, take it to wherever I need to go, and that's basically the pen. You know, will be this pen goes with me wherever I go. It doesn't matter. Um, and it's a pen that I will always have on me, no matter what, except for when I'm, you know, doing if I can't use this pen and I've really got to resort to a ballpoint pen, then I won't carry it. But enough about that. So it's your typical cigar shaped pen. It's got the Pilot typical clip here, the ball clip. We've seen a lot of copycats of that clip. Um, even the Chinese market will duplicate that clip no matter what. We've seen it. We've seen Parker's clips duplicated. But anyway, typical cigar sheet pen. There's the Infinio. It comes down. You've got. I want to say it's gold, but I think it's gold plated. And then you got Pilot here on the clip. The clip, you know, it's fairly stiff, but you can easily put that over a shirt pocket if you wanted to. Basically, I don't use the clip. It just goes into a it's either in a pen case or I just throw it into my pocket. The Infinio, it comes down to a point, and then it's got a couple rings here at the end and leading to the vacuum. The tap unscrews. You can post it. It posts nicely. It's comfortable, but again, I don't use it posted. The section really nice. Feels good. I can use this pen for quite a while before my hand gets it gets fatigued. But again, it lays down a fair bit of ink for it. There is the feed. Just your basic plastic feed. Nothing too fancy. But like I said, it's a 14 karat gold nib. Pilot has their own nib sizes. It's not like a number 6 or number 5 or number 8. Pilot uses like a 15 and it goes from there basically. But this is a number 15 size nib. This is the signature nib, and like I said, it's been one of my favorite pens. It's my go-to. It's my everyday workhorse pen, and yeah, it's a pen that I will reach for on any. Oop, wrong way. I'll get this right eventually. But yeah. I there's not a whole lot you can say about Pilot. Like Pilot has been on top of their game for a while. Every pen company has their QC issues. We'll get into that because that's a video I want to go into as well about a high-end pen company. But for me, the Pilot Custom 823, it's just it will always be my go-to pen. It's a pen that will always be inked. It's been inked from day one. It's never had another ink in it besides Diamine Polar Glow, and it just goes from there. The band has Pilot, then Custom 823, and then I believe it has 3 stars. But yeah. But overall, I reach for this pen literally every day. And like I've said before, it's written hundreds of pages. I don't have a number, but hundreds of pages since I got it. it's been inked from day one. It will continue to be inked probably until the day I die. Um, but yeah, I can't say enough about this pen. So basically, to make a long video short, um, this pen will never leave. Um, I will never part ways with this pen. You couldn't even remotely pay me enough money to part ways with this pen. Um, I mean, I can't really even put a price on it with what I would even take to part ways with it. But it's not a pen that will be leaving anytime soon or anytime in the near future. So, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm Matthew, and we'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to happen right after this one. So, take care, guys. Bye.